Hello everyone. Lord Voldemort is, without a doubt, one of the best-known and most notorious antagonists in the history of cinema. And whether you're a Harry Potter fan or not, almost everyone knows who this name refers to, and can even picture his face. But let's be honest, when you think of Lord Voldemort, do you picture this wizard or this other one? Regardless of your answer, everyone here should understand that both images represent the same antagonist. But how did his appearance change so much over time? How did the handsome Tom Marvolo Riddle transform into the monster Voldemort? In this video, I'll give a short and straightforward answer to this question. So enjoy watching. Let's start from the beginning. Young Tom Marvolo Riddle was born on December 31st, 1926, but not into a privileged family situation. His mother, Merope Gaunt, used a love potion to seduce the Muggle Tom Riddle Sr., since otherwise he would never have shown any interest in her, who, superficially and in terms of appearance, could not compete with the attractive Tom Riddle Sr. Moreover, Merope was already blinded by love for him, and under the potion's effect he left his wife and ran away with her, having a son before disappearing when the potion wore off. The story of Merope's family and her past is quite long, so I'll just summarize it. If you're interested in learning more about the circumstances, I'll leave a link to the video about that at the top. Consequently, Merope gave birth to her first and only child, named Tom Marvolo Riddle, in honor of his father and grandfather Marvolo Gaunt, in a London orphanage. She died shortly thereafter. But why is this brief introduction important for understanding Voldemort's appearance? Because it explains how Voldemort, in his teenage years, was still so handsome. This happened because he inherited this trait from his Muggle father, someone Voldemort deeply despised, blaming him for his mother's death and, of course, for being a Muggle. Therefore, Voldemort never had much regard for his appearance and certainly wasn't proud of it. Over time, Tom Riddle increasingly transformed into Lord Voldemort, the wizard full of hate and dark magic. At 16, he committed his first murder, killing his classmate's mother, Myrtle Warren, and created his first Horcrux, the diary. If you want to know more about Horcruxes and how Voldemort created them, I'll leave a link to a video about that at the top. Voldemort took this process even further, creating not just one Horcrux but many others, and with each new Horcrux his appearance became more distorted and malevolent. His skin turned pale, his eyes became red. It's worth noting that in the books Voldemort's eyes are merely suggested to be red, and his facial features became more distorted. This change in appearance was caused by the nature of the Horcrux magic, which is one of the darkest forms of magic there is. Many magic books avoid discussing this topic, and even Voldemort probably would never have discovered it without Horace Slughorn's help. Dark magic also has the power to produce drastic side effects. In the case of Horcrux magic, the side effect was that Voldemort's body began to reflect the bloody and hateful nature of his soul. In a way, we can compare this to what happens with the Sith in Star Wars. When the dark side of the Force manifests more intensely, the Sith's eyes turn yellow. Lord Voldemort is, without a doubt, one of the most recognized and feared villains in the history of cinema. Whether you're a Harry Potter fan or not, almost everyone has heard his name and can even imagine his face. But let's be honest, when you think of Lord Voldemort, do you remember this wizard or this other one? Regardless of your answer, it's evident that both represent the same villain. But the big question is, how did someone as handsome as Tom Marvolo Riddle transform into the monster we know as Voldemort? In this video, we'll explain simply and directly how this transformation happened. Let's start from the beginning. Tom Marvolo Riddle was born on December 31st, 1926, under far from ideal conditions. His mother, Merope Gaunt, used a love spell to seduce Tom Riddle Sr., a Muggle. Without this spell, he likely would have never been interested in her, as Merope was quite different from his wife and didn't possess the same beauty. When the spell wore off, Tom Riddle Sr. abandoned Merope and left for good, taking away his son, Tom Marvolo Riddle, who was raised in a London orphanage. The mother died shortly after giving birth. Now, how does this explain Voldemort being so handsome as a teenager? Well, the answer lies in the fact that Tom inherited his father's looks, which gave him an attractive appearance. However, Tom always hated his father and felt immense anger towards him, especially because he abandoned him and because he was a Muggle. As time passed, Tom Marvolo Riddle was transforming into Lord Voldemort, the dark wizard consumed by hate and dark magic. At just 16, he committed his first murder, killing Moaning Myrtle, which also resulted in the creation of his first Horcrux, the Diary. But contrary to what many think, the Horcruxes weren't the only reason for the change in his appearance. Each Horcrux he created made his appearance more monstrous, his skin becoming paler, his eyes red, and his facial features increasingly deformed. The reason behind this transformation lies in the Horcrux spell itself. This spell is among the darkest magic existing and has devastating effects on the appearance of those who use it, something Voldemort experienced over time. He began to become more and more inhuman, with an appearance reminiscent of a serpent. This is also comparable to the Sith of Star Wars, whose eyes turned yellow as they surrendered to the dark side. However, the changes didn't stop there. After being defeated by Harry Potter for the first time and having his body destroyed, Voldemort survived thanks to his Horcruxes, but his form was greatly weakened. He hid in the forests of Albania, where he was rescued by his servant, the Death Eater, Corbin Yaxley, and later by Peter Pettigrew. Even after that, Voldemort was far from having the appearance of a great villain. His body was very weakened, and he was forced to drink a tonic made with Nagini's venom, his pet snake, to stay alive. This venom had a significant effect on his appearance. His skin became even paler, and his appearance became more reptilian. His voice also acquired a hissing tone. As proof of this, a set of photos from the film Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire shows Voldemort with a still somewhat normal appearance, with a small nose but not completely altered. It was only in 1995, in the graveyard of Little Hangleton, that Voldemort finally regained a complete body using his father's bones and Harry Potter's blood. This final transformation gave him the serpentine appearance that everyone recognizes, but with a monstrous touch, although his appearance could be even more frightening, as in the books. This monstrous appearance had a purpose. Voldemort wanted his look to instill fear, and he succeeded. The terror he conveyed was an important tool for ruling through fear. This appearance was also part of his strategy to instill terror among his followers and enemies. In summary, the main factor contributing to his change in appearance was the creation of Horcruxes, with dark magic altering his appearance as he split his soul. His serpentine look was a result of Nagini's venom and his need to consume the tonic. However, he only achieved his final form in 1995, when he regained his complete body with his father's bones and Harry's blood. This was a summary of the main changes in Lord Voldemort's appearance, but there's much more to the topic. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to leave a comment below, and I'll be happy to respond. Thank you very much for watching. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more videos. Until next time.